These grants could knock off a couple thousands of dollars off of your adoption cost. So make sure that you check them out. Hi, how's it going? My name is Lucrece Bundy from go.lbundylaw.com. I am an adoption attorney and I help families finalize their adoptions. Now, in today's video, we're going to talk about how to fund your adoption. So as you probably know, adoptions are not exactly cheap. I made a video a few months ago talking about the cost of adoption for all the different types of adoptions that are available to you. And in some of the comments, some of you talked about how shocked you were at how much it actually costs to adopt a child. Well, I have good news for you today because I want to show you how you can get help paying for your adoption. How do you ask? Well, stick around and I will show you how. For the best adoption advice, subscribe to my channel and be sure to hit that bell button to be notified when I post a video every week. All right, so how can you fund your adoption to help offset that cost? I'm gonna cover 6 different ways to fund your adoption. There's a lot more things that you can do, but I'm just gonna cover 6 major ones in this video. So number 1, you can apply for adoption grants. There are a ton of organizations out there that provide adoption grants. Some of these organizations are the Gift of Adoption Fund, Life Song for Orphans, and Show Hope. And those are only 3 of the many organizations out there that provide adoption grants. So I've actually put links in the description below of all the different types of organizations that I found that provide adoption grants if you're interested. So one thing to remember about applying for adoption grants is that you do have to have your home study done and approved and ready to go before you can even apply for the grants. These grants could knock off a couple thousands of dollars off of your adoption cost. So make sure that you check them out. Number 2 are adoption loans. There are different places that provide you with loans so that you can pay for your adoption. Some of them actually provide interest-free loans. Can I get an amen to that? Some of the places that offer interest-free loans are the Hebrew Free Loan Society, the ABBA Fund, and Pathways for Little Feet. You'll find a whole bunch of other places in the description below. Number 3 is going to be your employee benefits program. Did you know that about a quarter of the nation's largest employers actually give some type of adoption benefit? So make sure that you check with your employer to find out if they provide the adoption benefit for you. As you know, employers provide insurance for their employees, but did you know that there is a special type of insurance? It's legal insurance, and it's given by a company called ARAG. I have had a ton of my clients, because the employers provided them with ARAG legal insurance, they were able to get their estate planning done for nothing or maybe 10 to 20 bucks. And I actually had a past client that completed her entire adoption. She was adopting her granddaughter. She completed her entire adoption for less than $1,000. If she didn't have ARAG legal insurance, it probably would have cost her over $10,000 because her adoption was so complicated. So definitely look into that as well. Number 4 is military adoption subsidies. The US military will reimburse their active duty personnel for most of one-time adoption costs up to $2,000 per child. Again, there's a link in the description box if you want to learn more about that. Number 5, state adoption assistance programs. Adoption subsidies are available for children with special needs that you're adopting. So the children may receive a federally funded subsidy under Title 4E or a state subsidy per state guidelines. Some of the funds may also be available for post-adoption expenses, so make sure that you check those out for your state. And number 6 is fundraising and matching gift resources. As you probably have already heard, people fundraise for their adoptions all the time. There are so many different ways that you can do fundraising for your adoption. My favorite that I have heard so far is a family who actually did a karaoke night for part of the fundraising efforts to adopt their 2 children they adopted from Africa. So what they did is they had karaoke night, and if you wanted to sing for karaoke, you had to pay like 20 bucks to sing. But if you did not want to be called up to sing, then you had to pay 30 bucks. And so they made like $2,000 in that one night just from karaoke. That's a lot of money to be putting towards your adoption. So I've also in the description below put all the different links to look at all the ways that you can fundraise. There's like 100 different options that you can look at if you need some inspiration. And also keep in mind about the adoption tax credit. I did a video about that a few months ago, and it basically talked about the tax credit that you get whenever you do an adoption. So that's available for you as well. And that tax credit is not available to you if you're doing a step-parent adoption, but just go ahead and click the link above there and watch that video and to learn more about the tax credit. I've only given you 6 different ways that you can fund your adoption. You guys, there is so much more information and resources available to you, and I really don't want the cost of adoption to stop you from doing what you want to do. If you want to grow your family through adoption, definitely look at all these resources, apply for them, and get as much money as you can to help with your adoption. You're not alone in this. There's so many organizations out there who are wanting to help families just like you. And also, if you think about it, right, like if you're birthing your own child, you're basically paying the same as if you're adopting a child, right? Because if you don't have medical insurance, you're going to be paying thousands and thousands of dollars, to go to the hospital and all the other things that come with having a baby. So when you think about it that way, the cost of adopting is really not any different than having your own baby. But of course, with having your own baby, you have medical insurance. So that makes the cost a lot lower than adopting. I get that. But I'm just trying to encourage you to pursue the adoption, even though it can be costly, and look at all the different resources out there available to you. Now, if you want tips from me on all things adoption, definitely join my adoption support and resource community group. It is a Facebook group that I recently started, and it's just a community of families just like you who are looking into adoption, and they don't know where to start, and they just want to be able to get resources they need, tips, so that they are well on their way and they're well equipped for their adoption journey. So if you are a family looking into adoption, you don't know where to start, you want to meet other families like you and just get support along your journey, make sure that you join that group. I'm going to put a link of the group in the description below and also in the comments. So make sure that you check that out. And I'll see you in the Facebook group. Now, if you like this video, make sure again that you subscribe and hit that like button, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.